Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got game 3 of a best of 3 from the Gigabyte nvidia invitationals. It is between AcerNerchio and TSLPolt, and that means that it is a ZVT. This is game 3, so if you are a bit confused, hey, this is game 3. Go and watch game 1 and 2 on my channel. They are immensely good, especially game 1, and then I can spoil it for you when you come back, because hit pause now. So, what did we see in game 1 and 2? Game 1, we saw Nerchio play epically well, just generally pure brilliance, and game 2, we saw Polt do a proxy 2 racks. And he won with that. Nerchio just like leaves, and now we're into game 3, which is of course awesome because that means that both these players are at game point. They both have to do their absolute best. There's no second chances, and whoever wins this wins the series. So all bets are off, all pressure is on, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. So while we're waiting for these two players to display what they're going to do, let's take this moment just to say, if you like my casts, subscribe. New games from high level players up every single day, so hit that subscribe button. Secondly, if you like these videos, give them a thumbs up. That'd be super helpful for me. And most importantly, leave some comments. Tell me what you think of the casts, of the players, of the games, etc. That'd be wicked. Also, follow me on Twitter if you have that tweeting thing. So, what can we expect? Well, I reckon Polt is gearing up to go for a command center first. That is my personal prediction. He's got enough minerals for it. And Nerchio, he went for a 15 hatch, which is exactly what he should do. And, well, here we go. Polt is going to go for that CC first, which is safe to do, because even if Nerchio went for a super early pull or anything like that, the rush distance is just immense. Literally, it's so long on Daybreak, it's crazy. Daybreak's an awesome map as well. It's probably my favourite map now. It's just so well balanced, it's so funky, there's so many cool things different players can do. What can we expect from Polt? Well, I reckon now he's going to CC first. We'll probably see this racks followed up with either reactor Hellions or just 2 more racks, just to basically pump out some units to make sure he doesn't die. On Nerchio's side, he does have that pool about half done already, and this is just really going to turn out to be a long game, I reckon. There's nothing either of these players are going to be able to do for at least the next 5 minutes or so, and that basically just means that I've got to fill dead space. But you never know, there are some things which can happen which could be absolutely funky. I mean, obviously on Daybreak, the third base for the Zerg player isn't the easiest, but it's also not terribly hard. It's a bit open to Hellions. I reckon we probably will see Polt go for some Hellions, but the only reason I say that is because you've got this space here which isn't too tight. I mean, if you've pushed out with creep to this point, you're okay, but if Hellions can get in, there's lots of different routes through, and then you've also got to worry about the fact they could be coming to your natural as well. So Nerchio probably going to have to wait a little bit to get out his third base essentially, and for the moment Polt is just backing up quite a lot of minerals, and that's making me think, is Polt going to do something epically crazy, like go for a command center racks command center build? I don't think he will. That would be just so bold that it'd be pretty crazy, to be honest, especially in game 3 of a best of 3. No, there we go, the factory is going down, so obviously the gas was the giveaway to that, thinking about it. Basically, reactor Hellions, as I was saying, is probably a good move to go for, but well, we can live in hope there's going to be some kind of super fast third expansion, and there won't be for Nerchio because this engineering bay is going to be blocking it, which is getting ever more common. We see Terran players blocking Zerg's bases with engineering bays, and it's really effective, and it's really irritating, and who doesn't like being irritating to Zerg players? Well, nobody. We do have more racks following this up. We do have good saturation at the main, 26 to 32 workers, which when you add mules in should hypothetically put them about equal, and it is. So that is fantastic, exactly as we want it to be. These Zerglings are going to pick off that engineering bay eventually, but it will get cancelled, and Nerchio doesn't have too much to worry about so far. We do have the double engineering bay coming out in the main base for Polt, and Nerchio, he's just dealing with that scouting SCV. He's gone for 2 creep spread queens again, which I love. I say about it in all of my casts involving a Zerg player that getting that creep spread is so essential. It's brilliant. Down at Polt's base, we do have the tech lab on its way, so what we may see is only a couple of Hellions come out and then they switch again just to get tanks out sooner. Nothing on these two racks either yet, but of course we may see Stim come down, or actually no, we've got Marauders, so similar to game 1, we may end up seeing a similar kind of Marauder Hellion 2 base push, which, to be fair, I'm not sure that would be the wisest thing for Polt to do, because in game 1 Nerchio crushed it. Incredibly so. We do have the Rotron on its way. Will we see Banelings as well? Because, to be honest, both these players could go for a very similar build to game 1, but I think it would end up the same way, because Nerchio, he didn't even have any lucky hits or anything like that. He just stomped Polt's push. But we do have 4 Hellions on their way over. The Queens are moving forward. The creep spread is going pretty well. Speed isn't done for those Zerglings yet, so Polt, he's going to have a bit of a tough time dealing with this. The Queen just slowly wandering forward. The creep spread, essential for Queens to move quicker. Polt is going to be forced back for the moment, but we do have now 6 Hellions on the field and more on the way. So we're going to see a lot of Hellions, and of course that's the solution. Before the Queen range change, Hellions in 4 to 6 could do a lot of damage. Now you've got to be getting kind of 8 to 12 before they start becoming a huge issue to drones. They are going to be able to deny the creep though still at the moment, and we're going to have even more Hellions out. We're already up to 8, that's going to be 10. We've got 2 Marauders at a time. To be honest, this is exactly the same as game 1, but in game 1 Nerchio crushed it, so will we see Nerchio do the same again? The only difference, as far as I can see in terms of build, is there isn't that Baneling nest down, and that could be the pivotal thing, because while the Banelings didn't do huge damage, we did see the, well, Marauders soak up a lot of Baneling hits, but a couple of hits went off on the Hellions, and that is really the key thing, is that if you can't get those Baneling hits on the Hellions, that's big problems. But we do have the Baneling nest on its way out now for Nerchio. This massive supply depot wall-off is there, and really, when is this ever going to end? The push is on its way. It should hit at roughly 10 minutes, which is a nice little timing window. In terms of the worker count, well, Nerchio still isn't up to that 70. He's got needs about another wave, but something has triggered him to realise what's going on. I don't quite know what, but he's getting out an awful lot of Zerglings now and Roaches. He's gearing up ready to deal with a push, and is he going to be able to? Well, this is a scary force, and even though the Roaches are there, who knows? I mean, the Roaches are getting taken down by Hellions, which is something you basically never see, and now we've got this situation where this third base could be in a lot of trouble. Some Banelings morphing in, but if the Marauders soak up a lot of the hits, that'll be fine. And, well, some good micro going on here. And Polt playing it a bit safer than he did in game 1. Not just going for it, assuming he's going to crush Nerchio. He's trying to do it safely. We do have the Hellions coming up to the natural base, and they're going straight into the main. They're going to try some Zerglings on their way through, but there's Banelings coming as well. We do have a lot of units getting taken out here, and that is just getting completely crushed. The Hellions are in the middle line of the main though, and just look at all those drones get roasted. Who has come off better and worse here? Well, according to the loss tab, it came off pretty similar so far. Slightly worse for Polt, but of course 13 workers killed, which does actually bring them a lot closer, but still Nerchio just under 70 drones, and after this wave of 8 comes in, he's going to have everything he needs going into the mid-game. He's got the 2-2 upgrades already started. But the good thing to see is Polt, he has his 3rd command center done, building a 4th command center, has siege mode nearly finished as well, so he's getting everything he needs, and basically as long as Nerchio doesn't do a big counter push anytime soon, he should be fine. But judging by the fact that Nerchio is double expanding his 4th and 5th, he should be absolutely fantastic. Loses an overlord, but that creep is still going to be irritating for quite a while. The armory on its way to allow the 2-2 upgrades to start here for Polt, and Nerchio, he's got to do something big. He's getting the infestation, but he's also getting a lot of spines down. A good choice, because there's a big amount of dead space behind the main base, and you can see drops easily come down. The Spore Crawler, a good choice, because if the medevac tries to come the other side, he'll get killed. If it tries to go down this way, he'll get killed. So this is just great drop defense here by Nerchio, and with the double expand, he's going to be in a great spot. The SCV is coming down to build a lot of supply depots to help wall off, and I mean, the fact that siege mode is done is good. The infestation pit finished for Nerchio, and using it yet again to get a quick hive out. This hive should finish in roughly 14 minutes, give or take, no, just over 14 minutes, about 14 minutes 20. So when that comes out, obviously, it'll be interesting to see whether we will see the Spire, Greater Spire and Broodlords, or the Ultras. Judging by the fact there's no Spire out yet, my money isn't on this Ultra build again, but literally as I say that, Nerchio builds a Spire, so anything is on the cards here, nothing is out of the question. Off of 5 bases, Nerchio can do whatever the hell he wants. And that's a good position to be in. The 2-2 upgrade's about to finish as well now. The Roaches just coming up for a quick little push. But the siege tanks are done. Is there only 2 out? That's crazy. Only 2 tanks at 14 minutes. Polt, you're doing some funky stuff. I hope it works. Not falling for those burrowed infestors sneaking in again, building missile turrets just to deny that. And now we do have a 5th command center on its way out for Polt, and this is just crazy expansions. Neither player wants to engage. They're just like, hey, I just want to mine minerals and gas, and I don't want to fight anymore. Let's build a trading game. But no, that is not the way. This is purely about completely destroying the other person, and that is what both of you should focus on doing. And really, once we've got that spy done, the fact there's no Ultra Cavern on its way means we're gonna have Broodlords, and everyone loves a good little bit of Broodlord Infestor, as long as you get a huge amount of spines out. But of course, Nerchio up at 92 drones, he's got crazy mad income. Just look at this, his gas income over 1,000 gas a minute, and with that, he's gonna be able to pump out a lot of broods. With the excess drones, he can build a lot of spines to defend, but to be honest, it looks like Nerchio is not even going to wait for that. He's got adrenal glands, the 3-3 melee upgrades on their way, and an awful lot of Zerglings. So he can't get into the 3rd base, but he can come and be irritating. A good spread on the tanks and units here, though. Having said that, and a drop looking like it's gearing up to go down, and what can that do? Well, obviously we do have a good drop defense build up here by Nerchio. There's Overlords as well, which can spot it, and well, there goes down the scan. That command center probably going to stop before it lands, because otherwise it's going to take huge damage. And well, we do have the tanks creeping forward and some of those pulling back, but obviously we do just have this Overlord which will spot the drop. And well, this drop has got to be really, really careful, and isn't even going to go for it just because of those spores there. So Nerchio just really showing how well that paid off, because he would have taken a lot of damage from a double marine drop there. The 3-3 upgrades are just starting now for Polt, as well as the +2 mech upgrades. The +3-3 melee upgrades are there. The Corruptors are going to take out one of the medevacs, but not the other one. It is a bit confusing why he only went for one, but we do have Polt moving across the map now, and to be honest, this 4th base of Nerchio is starting to look a bit weak. He does have the 200 of 200 army. He does have 7 Broodlords. Where's the rest of them? 3 Broodlords there, some more just randomly around, so 7 Broodlords is an awful lot. We do have this planetary fortress gonna go down to those Roaches. Of course, can't lift off, nothing to repair there, that's a big loss. And there's a good Baneling hits. And once these Broodlords come into play, this is going to get a lot less fun for Polt, because those siege tanks are forced to unsiege. Some big fungal growths come down by Nerchio, but both these players maxed out pretty much. 52 Zerglings on the way, the Vikings coming out ready to deal with those broods, and of course 4 more are in the corner, but the 4th base for Nerchio does fall, and things are just getting pretty psycho right now. The Zerglings running in, trying to get a good surround. The 3-3 upgrades are done, as well as the adrenal glands, and they should do pretty nicely. Of course, the Broodlords helping with the fire as well. All the tanks cleaned up, but we do have a big pickup. We only have 1 tank on the field out here for Polt at the moment, but those Vikings can be essential. The Thor coming down as well. 4 bases against what is soon to be another 4 base Terran, so that obviously does favour Polt, but just look at the money in Nerchio's bank. 3,000 minerals, just under 1,500 gas. So that is an awful lot of Broodlords and an awful lot of infestors he could make if he wants to. This little Roach Force just going down. The reason this Roach Force, you're probably thinking, hey, there's no way that can take anything. It's really to free up supply for Nerchio. He's got so much money, and basically Roaches are so supply heavy, you don't want to go for that. A big morphin of broods. 1 forward though, needs to be careful with that. The scan's just going off scan after scan, and that Broodlord is going to go down now, which is a bit of a shame for Nerchio. He won't be able to cancel it, so that is quite a big loss there. But well, as the Broodlords are yawning here. What's up with me yawning? This game is super good. The Broodlords are moving forward, and with only a handful of Vikings. This is going to be really hard for Polt to hold. And in come all of the banelings. A huge fungal growth goes off, and everything gets cleaned up instantly. That was so good by Nerchio. But for the moment, he's got no way to deal with these two Vikings, which is a bit of a problem because the Broodlords are getting cleaned up one after the other, and that is the only flaw. But we do have a massive Zergling counterattack coming in. They're just trying to get us around on all of these units. Of course, the 3-3 upgrade's done for both players. Adrenal Glands is in effect, but to be honest, Polt should be able to hold that. And wow, that was a lot actually impressive from Nerchio clearing that up, but then kind of let himself down without leaving some Corruptors ready to deal with the air. Morphing in more Broodlords. He's now gas starved. He is trying to take a 6th base, which is going to be essential. The 6th base being down, but this center base keeps getting taken out, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. We do still have those 84 drones for Nerchio, but how are they dispersed? Well, we do have an awful lot of this natural base which are mining effectively. They need to transition down to one of these new expansions basically to be as efficient as possible. Some more Zerglings on their way in. Nerchio has got those broods. If we take a look down here though, I mean, Polt's army is looking really scary. The 3-3 upgrade's done, the +3 mech weapon upgrades on the way, as well as Terran building armor. When was the last time? I don't remember the last time I saw Terran building armor in a game. Usually they've ended by now. How Polt's still in this is just a credit to how good he is and how much he wants to win this series. We also have Nerchio gearing up so well. He's about to get his 6th base up and running. This northmost base is now mining, and of course this force is going to be the threat and always will be. But what are the Broodlord numbers like? Well, we do have 7 broods out again, 8 now, 7 infestors, 50 Zerglings. That's against 41 Marines, 14 Marauders, only 3 Vikings. Are there any? Well, there are still 4 Corruptors out, so that is going to be absolutely essential. Some burrowed banelings are by these rocks, and my god, there's burrowed banelings everywhere. I need these burrowed banelings to go off, and here they go. Oh, are they going to go down? The scan goes down forward, but doesn't see these back ones. Is anything going to go over it? Yes, it just does, but all those burrowed banelings get taken down. Seriously, anyone who doesn't watch my channel frequently won't know this, but burrowed banelings are literally my favourite thing in all of StarCraft 2. Nothing makes me happier than seeing burrowed banelings work. But we do have this, well, one of these expansions go down, is going to go down, but massive fungal. Well, Nerchio is just doing incredibly well with these fungal growths, just getting huge amounts of damage done. But we do have a triple drop, including tanks coming down into the main base. So while this little force has get cleaned up by the Broodlords, we do have this force in the main, and to be fair, the Zerglings, they're pecking away, but of course this may just be too much stuff, and the Baning Nest is going to go down. That's going to be a big loss. We do have the Infestors and Corruptors on their way back, so some fungal growths could be effective. There's some Infestors popping in the main as well now, and well, this should get cleaned up, one would hope. The Medevac getting killed, and now this drop is gone, but that was a good little bit of success by taking out the Baning Nest. Upgrade wise, only the +1 flyer coming out, the 2nd Spire on its way. Nerchio is starting to get a super scary force though, just a bit low on Infestors. There are 6 more on the way though as I say that. Obviously Polt's army is looking pretty scary as well. He's got those 6 Thors, the 2 tanks, the 9 Vikings going to be essential, and obviously he has got just so many mules. That is a sick amount of mules. Just look at that income, 2,500 minerals a minute, but this is a lot of Broodlords coming in, and those Broodlords do need to be careful because there is a lot of Corruptors, Vikings out there as well. The Corruptors are trying to engage the fungal growth. If those Vikings clump up, will be absolutely essential. But the Broodlords, they need to just deal with this ground army as best they can. And the Vikings are pretty clumped. There goes a big fungal. Chain fungals on the Vikings could literally end this game. There'll be no effective way for Polt to deal with the Broodlords. This is just all getting pretty damn crazy. Behind this, of course, mass resupplies going on. A lot of Zerglings on their way. The infested Terrans just being lobbed out because they're the only things that there's any energy left for. And still those 2 Vikings are mercilessly killing off Broodlords, and no one likes seeing Broodlords die. Unless, of course, you're the Terran player Polt here. And, well, this is pretty much mutual destruction, but the big difference now is Nerchio has been able to resupply. Those infested Terrans picking off anything they can. 1 Broodlord remaining. Could see, the only thing really missing is, well, we've got Zerglings streaming in, doing a little bit of a counter-attack, picking off some workers. How many have been killed? Pretty equal, around 20 on both sides here, so this is such an even game. It's 77 to 52 workers, but when you add in the effect of so many mules, it's going to be huge. Those Zerglings getting taken out, allowing the command center to land. We do still have some Burrow Banelings around the map. God, do I hope they go off. Nothing makes me happier. But we've got more Broodlords, more Infestors. The only thing missing from Nerchio here is the Spine Crawlers. I'm actually a bit disappointed in that. Need to see some big spine walls going on just to make sure he's defended from any counter pushes. But for the moment, those Zerglings actually took out a Thor, I believe, and now this mineral line is going to get absolutely toasted. There's a lot on its way trying to deal with it, but these Zerglings just deal so much damage when they get a good surround. The SCV's coming back to repair, but again, that was quite a lot killed. Probably about another 2, 3 SCVs and quite a few mules. So that is good news for Nerchio, who's delayed so much income of Polt, and basically Polt, he just needs to be super careful now because Nerchio, he's maxed out. Polt is suddenly starting to look like he's struggling. His army is getting taken apart piece by piece. The Viking number's only at 4, the Corruptor number's only at 2 though, so that's my concern for Nerchio, is he just hasn't got anything to do with the air. But here comes down some huge fungal growths. The Infestors are getting picked off as well though. Infested Terrans getting lobbed down. Only 2 medevacs there, and the Broodlords are getting a complete surround right now. Tanks are falling everywhere, just the streams of Broodlings coming down. And if a fungal growth went off there, that would be huge, but Nerchio, he does have the energy on Sunday, not quite sure why he didn't fungal growth there, but of course, now these Broodlords are going to lay siege to this planetary fortress. You've got 10 Broods already there, a lot of Corruptors coming in to help defend them. The Infestors are there as well, and well, this is probably going to be a good game any second. I can't see how Polt could defend it. The Zerglings are streaming in, the Infested Terrans are streaming in, and everything's been pretty much cleaned up. If we look at the army supply, it's 107 to 60, and that is not fun. This central planetary fortress is going to go down any second. The SCVs somehow being allowed to survive though, but a big fungal growth goes down, and they should all get cleaned up through that. And well, this is just sad, sad times for Polt, who is now at under half the supply of Nerchio, and this is going to be a good game any second. The resupply efficiency of Nerchio absolutely huge, but beautiful, beautiful play by both of these players in this series. Nerchio just seemed to get the edge in terms of macro as well, and he's now getting even more Broodlords out, even more Corruptors, and there's the GG from Polt, and that was the series. Goes to Nerchio 2-1. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you did enjoy, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe as well. New top level games up every single day. Leave an awesome comment below. That'd be sweet as. And if you have that Twitter thing, give me a follow, because then we can talk and be friends and it'd be awesome. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and most importantly, I hope you did enjoy. See you again. Bye for now.